everybody, Dr. Joan F. Land here. I'm so excited to be with you today because we are going to be talking about some very damaging beliefs about diets. People always want to be on a diet. They're trying to be on a diet. They've been told that a diet is the answer, but it's not. We are in the middle of an addiction, and what we have to do is address the addiction. So we know that there are addictive properties in sugars, flours, gluten, dairy, processed fats, excessive salt, caffeine. And we've been told a lot of different things about what is going on, with this addiction, that it's childhood issues, that we just need to lose weight, that we need to try harder, that we need more willpower. None of those things are true. None of them. And they drive us crazy because when we can't make these falsehoods work in our lives, we internalize it as being a failure on our part. Well, if you only take one thing away from this video today, please take away that we are in the middle of an epidemic of addiction, just like smoking. And just like a diet does not cure smoking, and a diet doesn't cure cocaine addiction, a diet is not going to cure or put into remission processed food addiction. So what are some of the beliefs that people have developed? Because we have this predatory diet industry on top of having a predatory food industry. So the diet industry just makes money off of telling you things to do that could never possibly have worked. They are wrong, they are false, they are damaging. They take our money for it, and it just could never have possibly worked. So, but what happens to us when we go through one of those diet cycles? Well, people think that it's their fault if they regain the weight. So the body is designed, after a period of not enough calories, the body is designed to binge. This is a primitive behavior pattern in which during times of famine, the human body would just become increasingly under control of primitive survival mechanisms. And the most primitive survival mechanism is eat. If there's something there, eat it. Eat it as fast as you can. Eat all of it. Go and sleep it off and then eat some more. Eat, and eat fast. Eat so the other predators don't get you, so that nobody else eats more than you do. So eat fast, eat all that you can. This is always going to happen after a period of not enough to eat, no matter what the reason is. In primitive times, it was because of famine, or because there was a season, or because you had to walk 2 weeks with nothing to eat until you got to the next food source. Maybe a tree that was ripe, or a stream that had fish running in it, or eggs being laid by birds in a particular season. You might have to walk for 2 weeks without food to get there. So by the time you got there, your body was set. You were all set to eat everything, eat it as fast as possible, go off, sleep it off, come back and eat some more. Eat in very short bursts. So when you've gone through a diet, which is not enough calories, then of course you're going to eat. Your body's just been through a famine, and you're no longer in control. The willpower, it lives up here in your frontal lobe. And by the time you haven't eaten enough for some period of time, this very primitive reptilian brain has control of the entire brain. And that reptilian primitive brain, survival brain, just says, eat. Whatever's there, eat all of it, eat it as fast as you can. So when you regain the weight after a diet that doesn't have enough calories in it, it's just your body responding in a really primitive way. So the diet industry puts you into a reptilian, eat everything as fast as you can mode. That's what the diet industry does. That's what it's there for. Of course you're going to regain the weight. But who does the diet industry blame? The diet industry blames you, blames me, blames us, so that we will come back and buy more of their terrible products. And gradually, this reptilian primitive survival brain has got so much control over our brain that we're binging all the time. It's just gotten scared one too many times. Each diet cycle, there's more binging. It builds up over time. And it is not your fault, and it's not under your control when that starts to happen. You need to use a different part of your brain, which is the mirror neurons, and be around people and copy what they're doing. Okay, so that's one myth that I really want to expose, which is it is not your fault when you regain that weight. It's a primitive survival response. I hope that makes you feel better. I really do. All right. The next thing that I want to explore is this idea that if you had tried harder, you could have made the diet work. So many people think that being successful on a diet is just trying hard. Well, no, that is not true. You have to work smart. So you will have to know, where does overeating come from? It comes from messaging and signaling and stimulation in the outside environment. So if you work on where is your food overeating trigger coming from, it could be coming directly from your body. It could be coming from the food itself. It could be coming from your environment, from your relationships. It could be coming from loneliness. So all of these stressors set off food cravings. And then you have the food industry out there deliberately making us crave. So this is not something that you can fix by trying harder. You have to work smarter. You have to really analyze where those overeating triggers are coming from. Are they inside your house? Are they at your workplace? Are they on the highway? Are they coming out of your television set? And once you have analyzed those and gone through a process of eliminating them or training your brain not to respond with cravings, then you can eat what you should be eating and be happy with it. Go to bed happy with the way you've handled your food that day. All right. Now, the other thing that people really struggle with is the idea that a diet is short-term. That's not the problem. The problem is not a short-term diet weight loss thing. The problem is an addiction. And if you've ever known anybody who had an addiction, you know they have to stay off those substances for the rest of their lives. And they have to work at it. They have to be around the right people, get the right signaling and the right kind of support and encouragement. So us food addicts, we're the same way. We just have to stay off these highly addictive, very fattening, very harmful processed foods, the sugars, flours, gluten, excessive salt, processed fat, dairy, caffeine, and food additives. So the food industry has done an incredible job of giving us a lot of substances in our food without our knowledge. And we now have I think in general, people have intense cravings. They're eating food even though they know they shouldn't be. Those are all signs of having food addiction. So please have courage. Please be encouraged. There is a way out of overeating, and it's not through diets. It's through eliminating the foods and the signaling and the stressors that cause us to overeat. So please work with your health professional on this issue, how to go through a process of controlling signaling, food stimulation, and you're always welcome to email me at foodaddictionreset@gmail.com. You can find us out on Facebook at Food Addiction Education, and you can private message me there. And I really hope I hear from you. Our website is foodaddictionreset.com, and you can find ways to contact us there too. Take care.